I'm going to run through some important concepts to understand with regards to chronic pain. We know from many years of study that posture is not a good predictor of pain, joint alignment is not a good predictor of pain, and joint degeneration is not a good predictor of pain. So this is because when we get x-rays of an area, we might find that there's joint degeneration, so arthritis or things like that, or bulging discs, but these don't mean that pain is going to occur. And similarly, we can find that someone might have perfect spinal alignment, no obvious wear and tear or joint degeneration, but could be in crippling pain in that area. So from this we have a sense that there's more going on, there's more to explaining pain and to understanding pain. And I think the best way to look at pain is sort of as a request for change. So pain is ultimately an output of the brain, and it essentially occurs when all of the information the body is getting from its internal and external environment is interpreted as threatening. So it's asking you essentially to do something about something. Problem is, we don't know what to do and we don't know what to change until we investigate and do assessment. So if we look at this chart here, we have a stimulus, interpretation and action. So initially we want to look at the stimulus section. So our brain and nervous system help us pick up stimuli. So we can see light, we can hear sounds, we can taste foods, we can feel touch, different types of touch, fine touch, crude touch, hot and cold. So these are all different types of stimulus that go to the brain, and then they go for interpretation, and this is really what's key when it comes to pain. So what happens is the brain is picking up all of this information, and when pain occurs, it's basically because it's gone through all of this information and decided that something is threatening and something has to change. And the problem is the amount of pain that's produced is not necessarily indicative of how bad the problem is or where the problem is. So, for example, if you think of a fire alarm or a smoke alarm, if you're in work and you're next to the kitchen and there's the fire alarm goes off, you don't know if the whole building is on fire or if there's a slice of burnt toast in the next room. All it is a fire alarm that's consistent with the way it rings, and it doesn't tell you any information until you look into it. So much like a paper cut or a stubbed toe, the amount of pain, the sound of the alarm is going to be tough no matter what. It's going to be loud, but it doesn't tell you how severe the problem is, and also it doesn't tell you where the problem is. So it's important to understand this when it comes to chronic pain, because what you might find is that you'll have been in pain for months, perhaps years, and you'll go to your doctor, to your specialist, and they will find nothing. They'll find no degeneration, nothing to explain it, no trauma to explain the pain, but you're still in pain. So we need to look beyond a purely structural model and a purely postural or mechanical model, because there's something happening in the brain that's still interpreting this information as threatening.